Hello and welcome back to my Pokemon Yellow playthrough. This is episode 2 of my Pokemon Yellow playthrough. And we're in Viridian Forest. First encounter in Viridian Forest is a Caterpie, which I will be catching. I won't be using Caterpie or its evolutions in my team, really. But the Butterfree, which is its final evolution, can be very useful, because I believe it learns Confuse Ray. But I don't really have a need for that. Caught a Caterpie. Caterpie. If you touch the feeler on top of its head, it will release a horrible stink to protect itself. A lot of the Pokédex entries just talk about how it has a mean of self-defense. Hi, do you have a Pikachu? I mean, yeah, it walks around behind me. You probably should have seen it by now. Time to level up my Mankey, or get my Mankey beaten up terribly, because this Nidoran female is a level higher. Oh, luckily I got a good hit off and it missed horribly, but it does do 4 damage a hit, so Mankey is at a bit of risk. I should be able to win this fight pretty easily though. Hopefully level up my Mankey enough to get it a fighting type move pretty soon. I'm pretty sure it needs to be level 9 to learn Low Kick, which is pretty much the first fighting type move you can get in the whole game. And I think the only fighting type move before Brock, other than maybe a Double Kick or something, maybe a Nidoran can learn. But I'd much rather have a Mankey with a fighting type move than a Nidoran with a fighting type move. Nidoran, both female and male, can evolve into very good Pokemon, which I believe is Nidoking and Nidoqueen. They can actually learn Surf, I believe, among other moves, which makes them very powerful. As you can see, my Mankey did just faint, so that was a mistake on my part. But like I said, this game is very difficult, especially early on. Early on in the game, Pikachu is actually quite powerful in terms of just as a Pokemon. It's just got a very strange typing for the start of the game, because almost every Pokemon game is based around being decently easy for a water, grass, or fire type. So basically the starters. So putting in a electric type starter does kind of screw up the game's balancing. Like I said in the last episode, I will be coming back to the Pokemon Center very often, because I can't really afford to not level up that Mankey in Viridian Forest, and if it's passed out, I definitely cannot level it up. I should definitely be able to get my Mankey to level 9 before the end of Viridian Forest, as long as I actually use it, rather than having it pass out and using a Pikachu. But yeah, in the comment section below, feel free to comment any ideas for the other 2 members of my Pokemon team, other than Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and Jolteon. If you want me to keep using Mankey, I mean, it's not a bad idea, because I might need a fighting type Pokemon. Let's talk to this guy. I can't remember if he's a trainer. I came here with some friends. They're out for Pokemon fights. Okay. Viridian Forest is quite a confusing layout, to be honest. I don't ever really know where I'm going. I just know there's a path to the right that leads you up to fight loads of trainers, and there are a couple of items just scattered around. So I should probably search for the items. Yeah, I thought one was here. Found a Pokeball, which will come in handy, because obviously I will be catching probably around 60 Pokemon throughout the total of this playthrough. Because like I said in the last episode, you can't really catch 150, and even if you could, I probably wouldn't, because there's always going to be Pokemon that are difficult to get, or just awkward to get in locations maybe I won't be going. Sometimes in Pokemon Yellow and the rest of Gen 1, you really can't tell when there's a trainer or not. Come on, let's battle them. Because the skins of the trainers, if you will, is no different from some of the just normal people. Whereas in the later gens, you can really tell when someone's a trainer. For example, like a bug catcher will always look the same, a miner, or basically any trainer that uses ground or rock type will always look the same. You can just really tell. Whereas I think in this game, the skin for ground and rock type trainers is actually just the same as bird type trainers as well. I might be mistaken with that, but... or maybe I'm just really bad at telling who's a trainer and who isn't. At the start of the game, there's a lot of fights like this where you just have to keep using the same move over and over again. Because obviously Mankey only has one attacking move, really. I mean, he does have a status weakening move, sorry. Mankey grew to level 6. And here you can see, very high attack, very high speed. Another Caterpie. I'm probably going to have to swap out Mankey here halfway through this Caterpie, due to the fact, obviously, he's on very low health. Well, not very low, but if the Caterpie decides to use a lot of attacking moves in a row, it could probably only take about one more hit. Although if it keeps using Strength Shot and failing, I should be able to keep Mankey in the whole time. Oh no, there's the tackle. So that actually only did 3 HP. I thought it would do quite a bit more actually, like around 5 or 6. Because Mankey doesn't have particularly good defense. But there you go, Mankey managed to beat it. And grew to level 7. Getting up that attack and speed. I got how much money from this guy? 70 bucks. Yeah, at the start of this game, you really don't get much money from the trainers. In later games, you get like hundreds quite early on. Whereas in this, you'll be lucky if you get $150 or however much from a trainer. Metapod in Viridian Forest is the perfect training Pokemon because it doesn't really attack. I think it can learn Tackle if it's a very high level, but it literally only uses Harden in almost every case. So, I mean, it can be time consuming and it can make you run out of PP on your attacking moves if you're not careful, but it will definitely not be able to hurt Mankey, so the fact that Mankey's on low health will have no effect on who wins this fight. Yeah, Metapod is kind of just the first ever troll Pokemon when you look at it. Constantly using Harden and all that. I might actually like to catch a Metapod in Viridian Forest in here, because you can find Metapod here. I think it is relatively rare in comparison to like a Caterpie, but I should definitely be able to find one. You can also find a Pidgeotto, I believe, which is an involved Pidgey in here if you're very lucky. I think last time I played this game, the first Pokemon I encountered in the wild in here was actually a Pidgeotto, so I got very lucky. Come on, I hope the Cappy doesn't tackle me, especially nobody gets a critical or anything. I wouldn't want to run all the way back to the Pokemon Center, which I probably would if he fainted, so I should probably be careful. Mankey grew to level 8. Another Metapod, so this should be an easy fight, even if it is a long one. Hopefully Mankey levels up to level 9 really soon, because Scratch is about to run out of PP. I only have about 9 more hits after this one, I think, if I read correctly. Critical hits are always helpful though. Oh wow, 2 critical hits in a row. Metapod fainted. Oh, I didn't quite level up. I ran out of Pokemon. And $60. I don't think the Pokemon currency is actually dollars. I don't actually remember. It might be Poké-Dollars, if I remember correctly. Which seems unusual considering, you know, it's a Japanese game. To make the currency Poké-Dollars is a bit unusual. I mean, I guess Poké-Yen sounds a bit weird to Western countries if they didn't already know about Japanese currency, you know. I'm just going to run away from most of these wild fights, because obviously Mankey's on low health. I'd hate for him to be beaten just in a wild fight instead of like in an actual trainer battle where it has the potential to earn a lot of XP. I'm gonna be the best, you just can't beat me. Most Pokemon trainers in the Pokemon games are quite bad trainers, no matter how you look at it. The idea of training and just using one type of Pokemon is just a terrible idea. So all these bug catchers with just bug type, if you just have a single fire type on your team, they're completely useless. Only later in the games will you ever find a trainer that's got more than one type, really, or more than just a couple of types. Which is quite sad. Even the Elite Four doesn't really have multiple types. Like, each member of the Elite Four will have one major typing, and maybe a couple of dual types, like a water and ice, and the rest all ice or something. All the potions you can find in Viridian Forest, and obviously the other items like that Pokéball I found, can be very useful. Because buying potions early on in the game is probably not a very good idea, unless you really need it. And as you can see there, that Metapod did just use Tackle on me. Like I said, Metapod can learn Tackle, it just normally doesn't use it a lot. Oh wow, it really likes to tackle me now. It doesn't do a lot of damage anyway, only about 3 damage, so... Oh damn, I ran out of PP. Now I have to switch out. I am going to be using Pikachu early on in the game, because it's just useful to use, you know, super effective against flying underwater, which might come in handy. But I feel kind of bad about using Pikachu early in the game, because I wouldn't want to level it up too high and then get rid of it later. I mean, I could always keep Pikachu on my team, but just as one of the 2 spare slots. As you can see, Mankey did just learn a fighting type move. So now I do actually have a move with some PP, so I don't have to keep using Pikachu. Ooh, a Metapod. I'm probably going to try to catch it actually, even though I've already got a Caterpie. So I could have just leveled it up and evolved it. Fighting is not very effective. I didn't know fighting was non-effective against Bug. I guess it kind of makes sense in a way, in like a really weird way. I guess karate chopping an insect isn't exactly gonna help. Be much more effective to send in a bird or something, hence the flying type effectiveness against it. And we got a Metapod. Hardens its shell to protect itself, however, a large impact may cause it to pop out of its shell. That's a very interesting Pokédex entry, sorry. Because you never actually see a Metapod pop out of its shell, other than as the evolution Butterfree. Although maybe in the Pokemon anime, I guess you may see the Metapod come out of its shell. I wonder if it just looks like a Caterpie inside the shell. I mean, in real life, an insect in a cocoon is literally just the insect in a cocoon until it changes. So maybe it's like a mix between a Caterpie and a Butterfree at that point. Which would be kind of hideous, to be honest. Okay. I believe we're coming very close to the end. Hey, wait up, what's the hurry? I believe the exit to Viridian Forest is just up there, just above us. We might have to fight one more trainer after this. Should be fine. If the Caterpies in Viridian Forest didn't use String Shot, and if the Metapods didn't use Harden, Viridian Forest would be a lot harder. I probably would have needed to level up a Pidgey or a Spearow to deal with it, which I'm sure a lot of people do, just in case, and just to make it a little bit easier. But my philosophy is, if you're not going to use a Pokemon later on in the game, there's not really any point leveling it up too high at the start of the game. Like, I would hate to level up a Pidgey to, let's say, level 12 or something, and then never use it again, when I could use those levels on a Pokemon that I would use later. I mean, I'm kind of leveling up Mankey and not going to use him later, which is completely against what I just said, but Mankey is very good, and I might occasionally need a fighting type Pokemon. So you never know, I might use Mankey later on. Whereas with a Pidgey or a Spearow, I definitely would not be using them later, because they're just not very good. Even when they evolve, they're really not as strong as any flying type Pokemon or Pokemon that can learn a flying type move. For example, Charizard with a flying type move, like Fly, which I will definitely be teaching it because it's a HM as well. Yeah, Charizard with Fly does a lot of damage, whereas a Pidgey or a Pidgeotto or a Pidgeot, which are the evolved forms if you didn't know, or a Spearow and a Fearow, they don't do particularly good damage. I mean, I believe Spearow is pretty good actually, but Pidgeot is kind of crap. I might be getting that the wrong way around though, because like I said, it's been a while. Okay. Now, time to face the gym. Let's see what the sign says. Pewter City Pokemon Gym. Leader Brock, the rock solid Pokemon trainer. And this is why we trained up that Mankey, because rock and ground, or I don't actually know if they're rock and ground, they might just be rock, or just ground. I don't actually remember the typing of his Pokemon. Junior trainer. Yeah, Diglett is definitely ground, not rock, so yeah, I'm gonna say they're all ground types. This gym is actually very difficult early on in the game, even with a super effective attack. Like, if you look, that critical hit just did 10 HP to me, and even without critical it does 6. And this is just the trainer before the leader. So luckily they're very good for XP, as you can see by the fact that Mankey just leveled up. Then a Sandshrew, and they're actually quite high level. If you look, level 9, and I believe Brock's Pokemon are level 10 or around that. Mankey might actually faint here, unfortunately. Yeah. Kind of a mistake on my part. I probably should have used a a potion on that Pokemon. Sorry. But looks like I just sent out Pikachu even though it has no moves that are effective against it. Okay, I'm definitely making a lot of mistakes right now. I have no idea what to send out, to be honest, because I'm not going to be leveling up any of these Pokemon, but I need something. I might genuinely lose to this trainer in the gym, not even the gym leader. I mean, it's not that big a deal, to be honest. I just don't really want Pikachu to faint. I don't mind the rest of the Pokemon fainting. I mean, I might be able to win. If I'm lucky, I should be able to get a hit with a Spearow and a hit with a Nidoran female. And as long as Sandshrew doesn't use Scratch every time, I should be able to do some damage. Oh wow, that tackle does no damage. I guess Nidoran female has a lot more defense than attack. Hence the Pokemon Pokedex entry where it said it didn't like to fight. Oh, I don't think Peck actually does any damage, really, to ground types. Oh no, maybe I was wrong. Oh no, ground type doesn't do very much damage against flying. And it looks like I'm gonna lose, because Pikachu has no attacks other than an electric attack, which, as we all know, does no damage. I believe in the Pokemon anime, Ash actually beats Brock with nothing but Pikachu, or he finishes off the Onix with a Pikachu, which is amazing when you think about it, because I think it uses an electric type move to beat Onix, which in the games would do no damage. So it's very impressive. And that was my first faint of the game so far in this playthrough. Sorry that you had to watch that epic fail, but I mean, now I should be able to beat the gym. I do have a couple of potions left from Viridian Forest. Next time I'll just get better at using them at the right time. That's probably been my biggest downfall throughout the Pokemon franchise. I never really know when to use a potion. Maybe if Diglett doesn't get a critical hit this time, I can actually have a lot more health in the first place. Because I believe its first attack was a critical last time, and it pretty much did 10 damage, which is a lot considering that's a third of my health. Oh god, I got another critical. Wow. I'm definitely going to use a potion first thing. I'm not going to risk it fainting again. Even though it's a bit of a waste of a potion. Seven damage with one scratch. Yeah, I should be able to two-shot or three-shot this Sandshrew. So, it should be fine. Mankey shouldn't faint. Oh, so close. Oh, there we go. Sandshrew fainted. I forgot. Low-Kick is actually capable of making Pokemon flinch. Because in later games, I'm pretty sure it isn't able to do that. Okay, Mankey is level 11. Last time I played through Pokemon Yellow, I actually found Brock easier than the trainer before him. I'm going to use an extra potion just in case. I really don't want to lose to Brock. I'm Brock, I'm Pewter City's gym leader. I believe in rock hard defense and determination. That's why my Pokemon are all the rock type. Do you still want to challenge me? Fine, then show me your best. I guess all of his Pokemon are the rock type then. I don't really remember typing in Pokemon Yellow. I think it has changed since Geodude. I thought it was a ground type, to be honest. Or at least evolved into a ground type. But I guess he is basically just a rock with arms. So it makes sense that he's a rock type. I mean, Sandshrew was definitely a ground type though. So the trainer before him wasn't rock type. Onix. Yeah, level 12 Onix. So this is the highest level Pokemon you'll probably see at this point in the game, other than your own. And even my highest level Pokemon is only 11, so... Yeah, the Onix really packs a punch, but isn't actually that defensive, despite his whole rock-hard defense statement. I mean, I am especially effective against it because of my fighting type attack, but even so, rock-hard defense would kind of suggest it'd be able to take a few more special effective hits. Oh, come on. That was a close one. 3 HP left. But Mankey grew to level 12, and I defeated Brock. I took you for granted. As proof of your victory, here's the Boulder Badge. Ash received the Boulder Badge. My first gym badge, yay. That's an official Pokemon League badge. Its bearer's Pokemon become more powerful. The technique Flash can now be used anytime. Ash got 1,188 Poké-Dollars. Wait, take this with you. TM34. Contains a technique that can be taught to Pokemon. The TM is only good once. It's good only once, sorry. When you use one to teach a new technique, pick the Pokemon carefully. TM34 contains Bide. Pokemon will absorb damage in battle, then pay it back double. Bide isn't actually a particularly good move, so I'm probably not going to teach any Pokemon it. But that's the end of episode 2. of my Pokemon Yellow playthrough. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed and you want to see more. And feel free to comment any feedback in the comment description. The comment section, if you want to give me any advice or, sorry for that babbling outro. See you next episode. See ya.